Hej, witam was bardzo serdecznie. Tu Elizabeth Iron i zapraszam was na kolejny odcinek z Dragon Age'a Inkwizycji. Odcinek pogadankowy. Znowu? Tak, znowu. No, co jakiś czas trzeba z nimi rozmawiać, chociaż mi się nie chce. Chłe. No muszę, no. Jesus. Wszystko tylko nie to.
Commander Cullen did good work at Adamant. Breached those walls like he'd done it a dozen times. Nice job with the demons, by the way.
Nie, raczej wszystko żeśmy rozmawiali. Niestety, musimy porozmawiać. Zasypiam. Bo nacisłem. I Dorian.
So, Dorian.
O Jezu. O Jezu. Byle otrzymać pokój i cieszę się waszym
You both deserve to find happiness.
Thanks, boss. Dorian's a sweet guy. He's gentle, and he cares under all that bluster. I'm hoping we're good for each other. Plus, I've never done it with a mage before. One time he got so excited he set the curtains on fire.
Ale...
Nice talking with you, boss.
My powinniśmy być razem, a nie... Jesus. Przymknij się, nie śpiewaj mi, bo cię wyrzucę zaraz przez okno. Kończę. Jesus. Jasnie. Moment. Ty jesteś mniej ważny. Chłe, jesteś mniej ważną osobą. A to jest Kol, dawno żeśmy nie gadali z Kol. Oj.
No. But you like demons. I enjoy the company of spirits, yes, which is part of why I do not abuse them with bindings. It isn't abuse if I ask. Not always true. Also, I do not practice blood magic, which renders this entire conversation academic.
Ja tu stoję i
He
patrzę.
won't bind me. He's a mage and he likes demons, but he won't help.
Co się stało, Boże.
Why would you want Solus to bind you?
So I'm safe.
O jest.
If Solus won't do
Tobie
the ritual
poszedł.
to bind me, someone else could. Will. Like the Warden mages. And then... I'm not me anymore. Walls around what I want. Blocking, bleeding, making me a monster.
Coś wymyślimy spokojnie.
There has to be some middle ground between do nothing and bind Cole with blood magic.
Indeed. I recall stories of amulets used by Ravanian seers.
Zmieni się w
To protect
amulet.
spirits they summoned from
Hurra.
rival mages.
Yeah.
A spirit, wearing an amulet of the Unbound, was immune to blood magic and binding. It should protect Cole as well. The resources of the Inquisition could be used to find such a talisman.
Good. They will not take me.
Aj, Boziu. Amulet dla Kola. A może być byle jaki, czy... Jakiś amulet? Nie, to raczej nie może być byle jaki, tylko... Jakiś taki specjalny. Taki, kurde... Czysty. Boziu. No, wciskaj się.
You don't know. She was
Wciskaj się, może jeszcze coś mi powie.
Roderick was sorry before he died.
Czego?
Did he tell you why he was sorry?
Blood everywhere. Monsters, madness, dying. We're all dying. The Herald stands against it, and heads turn. Desperate and simple, pure. Voices in the chantry. Years since I'd sung the song and felt it flowing through me. But this is real. This is real. So long since I'd felt it. Falling, flying, faith. And I fought her. Maker, forgive me. I hope I did enough.
Nie było tematu. Nie o tą osobę chodzi. Chodzi o co innego. Dobra, mniejsza z tym. Idziemy sobie dalej. Tam ktoś siedzi, leży, klęczy, nie wiem, cokolwiek. No co? O, Sara tu siedzi. O Jezu, nie było mnie tam 100 lat. Co ty robisz? Może nie powinno mnie tu być.
Heard what went on in that Fade thing? What you think went on? Can't even start to believe that business.
Super. Trudny okres.
I think a lot of people are having trouble with what went on there.
People going on about visions and piss when real people are gone. Dead, probably. Hawk, yeah? Lost a champion. And in trade, a busted down bunch of wardens. And they're always weird. Usually, bad stuff happens first, so you're glad when the hero shows up. But wardens are the wrong way round. They're the good thing that means a bad thing is about to happen. Like in Denerim, when the Blight ended.
Pamiętasz?
A lot happened in Denerim. What did you see?
People talked a lot about this one warden. There was a big fight and they died, or I don't know, maybe they didn't.
The hero of Ferelden. You forget the hero of Ferelden.
That was ages ago. 10 years. I was playing with small painted boxes and burying stuff I stole. I remember more people cringing about magic than Blight.
Cringe.
Wardens were an excuse for your stuff to go missing. Blackwall's nice, though. Different from the adamant ones. Need more like him.
Nic więcej mi nie powiesz.
Hey you, I have an Inquisitor favor to ask.
No.
Just a little thing, really. A little march around for some of your people. It's nothing for you, right?
No słucham.
All right, let's hear what you've got.
Jump right in, huh? I like that. It's a Red Jenny thing. I got a tip that some noble stiffs are arguing over Verschel. Land squabble. They're getting little people beat up. So I need you to go to your big table and send some people to walk through town.
O,
Just walk through.
Just walk through.
what?
Easy, right?
Dobra, popytam, bo u mnie nigdy nie byłam.
Tip from
Szczera
one of your
jestem.
friends.
Not a Jenny.
Szczerze, nie byłam.
Just normal angry people getting sick of being in the middle. I don't usually hear about things this far away. But having a friend like you is like getting really big ears. Bigger ears, I guess. Shut up.
Who's asking for this?
I'm asking because I heard people complaining. See, when nobles fight, it's not them, it's their little people stuck in the middle. It's like a polite war, so no one pays attention. But if you march through, the people up top feel threatened too. Stuff like this is always happening. Good sovereigns to be made if you're one of the few who notice.
What does the Inquisition
Co
get out
będę
of
z
this?
tego miała?
Nobles think everyone is out to get them.
O,
So
Jezu.
when your helmets march through, both sides will think the other's your ally. Both get scared, both make deals. Worst case, you get a little bump among the people just because they see you active. Can't promise anything, but something will happen, just like always.
No dobra,
All right, Sarah. I'll have someone look into it.
powiedz.
It's fun, right? Being important without doing a thing. Well, not much of a thing. Not everything has to be torn skies and ancient arseholes. Every little thing makes a difference somewhere.
Myślę, że... Ona się teleportowała do tej półki. Jeszcze coś?
Hey, it's you again.
Nie pasyżę wypie... Nie pasyż tej inwestycji. To chcę. Pochodzę. No dobra, no. Ja robię co innego na telefonie. Na telefonie. Cię szkolił.
Your skills.
Skrzywdził.
Who taught you how to use a bow?
No one.
That seems unlikely.
What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you.
Zwykle nie.
Usually it takes considerable discipline. Hence my question.
Hence. Look, I work at it. Practice a little. Not like Cullen and his pets. I mean, you miss, then you don't. Is it that hard to see when it's wrong?
Is it an elf thing?
Most I know couldn't find an arrow sitting on it. Right. Maybe I just make it look easy in shite company. Fact still is, no teacher. Where would I find one in alleyways anyway?
O, kąt.
How about the basics?
Hasło.
Where are you from?
Ferelden?
I got that from the accent. Where in Ferelden?
All over? Okay, fine. Denerim for a bit. South, north, wherever I want.
There are no connections you want to mention at all.
Nope.
How very Kunari of you.
What?
Never mind.
Good, right?
Dziwna jesteś. Aha,
You're not like most of the elves I've met.
aha.
Thanks, right? Or was that an insult? Suppose I could go barefoot and whine more. Like that's soulless, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
Nie, nie chcę ty... O, tradycja.
There's a lot of tradition there. Should it just be thrown away?
Your great-grandfather's dead. Why aren't you dead? You're throwing away tradition.
That makes sense to you.
None of it does in the city. That's why I'm not like an elf,
Pa, koniec
We'll
to...
talk later.
if you say so.
Nie powinnam robić to teraz. Staram się zrobić. Jesus. Dobra, a tu co? Cztery szafkę. Ciekawe kto to. Nie wiem, pa. Nie wiem, pa, idziemy sobie, pa. Dobra, ten zakątek obgadany. Powiedzmy. Czy Kala nie siedzi u siebie, czy... Wygląda, że tak. O, jest!
Maker's breath. I didn't hear you enter. Forgive me.
Porozmawiaj, no.
Cullen, if you need to talk.
You don't have... I never meant for this to interfere.
Jest. No.
Are you going to be all right?
Yes. I don't know. Did you know Ferelden's circle was taken over by abominations? I was there. The Templars, my friends, were slaughtered. I was tortured. They tried to break my mind, and I... How can you be the same person after that? Still, I wanted to serve. They sent me to Kirkwall. I trusted my Knight Commander, and for what? Her fear of mages ended in madness. Kirkwall's circle fell. Innocent people died in the streets. Can't you see why I want nothing to do with that life?
No rozumiem, rozpokój się.
Of course I can.
Don't. You should be questioning what I've done. I thought this would be better. That I would regain some control over my life, but these thoughts won't leave me. How many lives depend on our success? I swore myself to this cause. I will not give less to the Inquisition than I did to Chantry. I should be taking it. I should be taking it.
Rób swoje. O Jezu. Kochanie, to rozkaz. A, kochanie, nie potrzebne. Tak
You
jest.
give enough, Cullen. I'm not asking you for more. The Inquisition can be your chance to start over, if you want it to be.
I don't know if that's possible.
It is.
All right.
Już? Starczyło? Uj, poczekaj, jeszcze porozmawiamy. Wiem o czym. Ale o czymś, nie? O, tak.
The papers you found on the Red Lyrium smugglers were exactly what we needed. We have the location of the Red Templar's main supply of lyrium. You'll never guess where.
No gdzie?
Wherever it is, you seem happy about it.
I have cause. Sarnia, you've already dealt with the Red Templars there.
That was Samson's Red Lyrium supply.
The past tense is apt. We should send some people to sift through what's left. With some luck, we can track the shipments from the quarry to Samson's headquarters.
Tak, już idę, spokojnie. Spokojnie. Teraz w tą... O, Morrigan to chyba też tylko raz byłam u niej. Mech. A czy ja... O, przecież ja mogę tędy przejść. Nie. No, mogę tędy przejść. Ty coś... Przepraszam, robisz inne rzeczy niż powinnaś. To nas to...
Inquisitor, I was...
To...
Do you have a moment?
Nie mam, ale...
What were you like before the anchor? Has it affected you? Changed you in any way? Your mind? Your morals? Your spirit?
Nie.
I don't believe so.
Ah,
A...
Why do you ask?
you show a wisdom I have not seen since my deepest journeys into the ancient memories of the Fade. You are not what I expected.
Jestem taka jak wszyscy. A...
I don't think of myself as different from anyone.
Perhaps not in the form of your body, no. Kunari are savage creatures. Their ferocity held in check only by the rigid teachings of the Qun. But you have shown a subtlety in your actions. A wisdom that goes against everything I know of your people.
A co? Przyjaciółmi.
I'm just one part of this team, Solus. What about Cassandra or Liliana?
Cassandra separates matters of faith from those of the world. And she above all should understand how limited that is. Liliana has a brilliant mind, but her faith was damaged. To her, it is all a game of tactics now. But not you.
So what does this mean, Solus?
It means that I respect you deeply, Inquisitor. And I have disturbed you enough for one evening.
No i tyle? Nie wiem w ogóle... Czemu my jesteśmy u mnie? U mnie. U mnie. Nie. Czy u ciebie? U siebie. Dobra. Do kogo mieliśmy jeszcze? Mieliśmy z kimś pogadać. A to co to jest? E, Skupiłam się. Justyna, wiem gdzie siedzi. No nie, ale jeszcze nie byłam tam w lewą stronę, nie ze wszystkimi. Żeśmy rozmawiali. A co to? Muszę po... Jezus, raczej nie będzie specjalny ład. O,
Cassandra is waiting for the next
Inki.
issue of Swords and
Ha, ha,
Shields.
ha.
I must have heard that wrong. It sounded like you just said that Cassandra read my books.
Nie wiecie?
What's so surprising about that?
Well, you have met Cassandra, haven't you? Wait, did you say the romance serial? Oh, she'll be waiting for a while then. I haven't finished it and wasn't planning to. That book is easily the worst I've ever written. The last issue barely sold enough to pay for the ink.
Podoba się.
Well, Cassandra
No.
seems to be hooked on it.
And I honestly thought a hole in the sky was the weirdest thing that could happen. So, you want me to finish writing the latest issue of my worst serial for Cassandra? Oh, that's such a terrible idea. I have to do it. On one condition. I get to be there when you give her the book.
Dobra.
You've got a deal.
I'll get to work then. You know, the fact that the book is terrible just makes it more worthwhile somehow.
Tak ogólnie.
What can I do for you, Inquisitor?
Hoka, czerwony. No nie, no. Nic
Carry on.
nowego. Lasa byliśmy. Napiszą stamtąd. No nie. Tam schody. Ja się zawsze mylę. Kiedyś się nauczę. Nie wiem, ktoś powie, o, dzisiejszy odcinek jest taki, o Jezu, ona się skupia na telefonie, robi co.
He does seem
Sorry.
quite the man.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, nothing. There's just a whole lot of him. Burly. Must be warm by the fire. Good on you.
Źle, really?
What's going on between you
No
and
właśnie.
Ironbull exactly?
If only there were a single discrete bone in that lummox. Do you truly want to know? Is this an official concern or...
Przyjaciół, halo.
I'm asking you as your friend. How did I not know about this?
I wouldn't want anyone to know about this. Just like I wouldn't want anyone to know I fancy Ferelden beer.
Oh, the shame, Dorian.
Well, it's something. A whole lot of something. At first, it was an ill-considered night after drinking. Then there was a second time. And then... I don't know what's going on, to be honest. I suspect neither does the bull. Now that I've said it out loud, my ancestors are officially turning over in their graves. Oh well.
Dobra, wsio, nic więcej nie ma do powiedzenia. Idziemy do Leliany u góry. Macie nic ciekawego do powiedzenia dla Liska jest ciekawska, musi wszystko... A tu kto jest? Wait a minute. Tu jest? Aha, Vivien, też u niej nie byłam. Nigdy.
Inquisitor,
Nigdy
I
przenigdy.
wonder if you might help me with a delicate situation.
Ojojoj.
There is an alchemical formula that I must complete, but I have been unable to obtain a critical ingredient. The heart of a snowy wyvern.
Oho. Pewne?
I had arranged to obtain one, but the chevaliers working with me were killed in the civil war.
No dobra, no.
I'll do what I can.
Thank you, my dear. I would be most grateful.
Thank you.
I shall give the location of its lair to Cullen. Remember, my dear, I must have its heart, or the potion will not work. I eagerly await your success.
No dobra, a coś jeszcze mi powiesz, póki tu stoję.
You walked physically through the Fade. Please tell me what you remember.
Dobra, nie. Było blisko, nie.
I'm trying to put the whole experience behind me.
No one else has physically entered the Fade since the Magisters assaulted the Golden City. Oh, I'm positively envious right now.
Okej.
Is there anything
Powiedzmy.
I can do to help your efforts at restoring the circle?
After the circles fell, their libraries were plundered by scavengers. 1,000 years of recorded knowledge in the hands of bandits. It makes me sick to think of it. I've received news that some tomes have been located, if you are interested in righting this wrong.
No dobra, no pomogę. O, ile zadań mi jak da, to
If you can take care of this matter, the circle would be in your debt.
zaraz będzie ten... Dobra, a może jeszcze coś?
Yes?
Dobra, o wszystkim. Hej, 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 stój, kobieto.
I wanted to ask you about the
Stoi.
circle later.
Of course. What do you wish to know?
Nic?
If the circle
Jak chwilowo nic.
how can you still belong to it?
The circle is an idea, my dear, and an idea cannot be dissolved. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous decision would pit mage against mage. Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the circle in two. The rebels follow her, the loyalists follow me.
Dobra, next. Co tam? Aha.
If you led all the loyalists, why are you only first enchanter and not grand enchanter?
Grand Enchanters are elected, and since there are no first enchanters besides myself, no vote can be held. I could name myself Grand Enchanter, but the title holds no meaning now. When the circles are restored, that will change.
Co tam jeszcze? Wiem, przepraszam, skupiam się.
My dear, your question is the root of all problems with
No
mages.
kur...
I cannot tell you. Every circle was different. Their Templars were different, their politics unique. And every person within each tower had an experience of circle life unique to themselves. Some people suffered and some were content. Some were cruel,
Jezu.
some compassionate,
Zaraz
and some indifferent. The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not.
Okej. Moje wrażenie.
Tell me about your personal experience with the circle.
I enjoyed life in the Montsimard Circle, my dear. It was an edifice devoted to knowledge and refinement. And mages need the company of other mages. No one else can truly understand the challenges we face, nor see the world as we do.
You must have been under constant supervision, being forced by Templars to live in the tower. Was that hard to endure?
My dear, I have a suite in the palace and a wing at my dear Duke Bastien's estate. I've never been forced to live anywhere. Most circles allowed mages to live away from the tower, either on their own or in service to the nobility. All that was required was permission from the first enchanter. Some circles were harsher in their restrictions. Kirkwall was the worst, but it was the exception. Most were quite permissive, perhaps too permissive in retrospect.
You must have an opinion of the Templars after living so long in the circle.
Having opinions about Templars, my dear, is exactly like having opinions about mages or Navarans or men. I have known some who were impossible to endure and some who were utterly charming. I have suffered insults at the hands of those in the armor, but no more than I endured from nobles or tradesmen in Val-Royaux. Personally, I have found the Templars a useful tool, skilled at keeping more unpleasant elements at bay.
How did we come to this state with the circles in revolt?
A failure of perspective that infected circle leadership. Mages lived solely in a world of Templars and mages. They could not even imagine what was beyond the tower walls. Kirkwall gave the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with a snap of their fingers. Across Thedas, a new tangible fear of magic grew. Commoners and nobles alike called out to the Chantry for protection. But the malcontents in the towers thought nothing of this. They cared only for themselves and for their anger at the new Templar restrictions. When a mage attempted to assassinate Divine Justinia, again, the mages protested the investigation. The leadership chose to vote on independence based on the intolerable conditions imposed by the Templars, sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the aftermath of these attacks than it had been since Tevinter's day. So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
Dobra, chyba wszystko. Ona.
Are you familiar with Grand Enchanter Fiona?
Ona.
We've met. Before her horrendously ill-timed and selfish vote for independence, I thought her adequate at her job. In her dotage, she could not handle looking after the well-being of so many people. We would have done better to replace her years ago, to let her spend time gardening.
A co jeszcze tam masz dobrego?
Did they have cause to rebel?
Nudzą mnie czasem te rozmowy, ale...
Was that really the most opportune time to break away? By all means protest abuses by the Templars. Just don't do it in a way that says mages support wholesale murder. By voting when they did, my colleagues all but declared war upon the ordinary people of Thedas. A war in which we are outnumbered 100 to 1.
Dobra, magowie.
I thought the fighting was only between mages and Templars. Why are mages fighting mages?
The vote for independence was carried by only a small margin, but Fiona chose to let the motion stand. Those who opposed a rash declaration of war against the entire free world had little choice. By breaking from the Chantry when they did, the rebels declared themselves in support of mass murder. Anyone who did not wish to support terrorism and the slaughter of innocents was forced to take arms against the rebels.
Nieważne, pa! Idziemy sobie, koniec. Dobra. Miałam ze wszystkimi pogadać. Nie pogadałam ze wszystkimi. Nie pogadałam. Ale Liany, że mnie pomacała, bo żebym w inną stronę poszła. To już no, dobra, tu nie, tu byłam, tu też byłam. No i tyle. Kto mi został w ogóle? Aha, Morrigan. Kto to? Aha, to Salenarad. Kto mi został? Leliana chyba, nie? Byliśmy, Warik też byliśmy. Aha, i Morrigan, no dobra. Józefina, o Jezus, 2 odcinki gadałem. Liska jest w ogóle zajęta, pochłonięta czymś innym. Chyba. To co, ty kuźwa nagrywasz odcinki, czy robisz inne rzeczy? Tak, jestem nie dwuetapowa, nie, ale robię milion rzeczy naraz. Dobrze, no nic. Dzięki za oglądanie. Proszę o subskrypcję, jeśli wam się podobało. Komentujcie, lajkujcie, dzielcie się moimi filmikami ze znajomymi. Gdzieś tam na jakichś fajnych stronkach było bardzo miło i bardzo mi to pomogło. No a my jutro słyszymy się w kolejnym odcinku z Dragon Age Inkwizycji. Dzięki. Cześć.